Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Hey, while I'm working on my guitar skills, y'all can wait till the end of the video and check out my playlist for all my symptom and detail videos. So that way you can see which symptoms, kind of resonate with you or, that you find similar. So that way hopefully y'all can find a diagnosis. Because I would hate for any of y'all to end up with all the chronic symptoms that I have. So, or whatever your genetics have in store for you. So, with that being said, make sure to stick around to the end of the video. But anyways, enjoy and thanks for watching. Hello my friends, welcome back to today's video where you're going to learn about my symptom and detail number 15, which is going to be itchy skin while working out or doing any kind of like physical activity where you start feeling like you're sweating. So I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about that. But first, before we jump into the video, my friends, make sure to subscribe. It just helps me spread the awareness of celiac disease, alpha-gal, and Lyme, and get people diagnosed earlier rather than later. If people wait longer to get diagnosed, they're going to end up with more and more health conditions. So, anyways, that's really important to me. So make sure you subscribe. But with that being said, let's jump right into it. So let me just kind of describe the feeling of this. Just so that way you guys kind of have a better idea. It's not like the chafing kind of sensation that you would have after like getting sweaty and then that drying and then you just having chafed skin. Now this happens like kind of like the onset of sweating, like so when you start to sweat, like, and it tends to be like where areas are covered, like say on the legs, like the thighs, on the butt cheeks, around the waist, sometimes my back, and it would just be like, it would kind of start off as like just like a slow burning kind of sensation, like honestly kind of like a fire ant. If you would imagine like a fire ant like kind of biting you or stinging you, like that's kind of like what I feel like it would feel like. But anyway, or honestly just kind of like rug burn kind of maybe. So yeah, I mean that's honestly like the sensation that I feel while working out, and this tends to happen typically when I work out, it can also be like while I'm out working in the yard, which I love to do. So it's kind of, and I love working out too. So it's been a little difficult trying to deal with this particular symptom, and I can only think of what a few things that it may be, but yeah, just that sensation. And it's just like it can start in like one place and it can kind of like blossom into like a much larger area. But when you go to actually look at it, there won't be anything there. It's just it's just like regular skin. It's not like hives. There's no rash really. The skin might be a little bit redder, but that's really the only thing that I can see. And in most cases my skin is just kind of red anyway, so really the only things that I can really think of that this could be possibly would be like a lack of blood flow or maybe too much blood flow to a certain area, and then the skin kind of like reacting to that. The other thing could potentially be like maybe a histamine issue or like a mast cell thing, but just more of like a surface level, because sometimes other symptoms will accompany it, but sometimes it's just by itself. So, and the other symptoms could be like, an air hunger or like palpitations sometimes. So, that would kind of make me think more like mast cell issues. And how long has this been going on? This has probably been going on like, 10 to 15 years probably. So like early 20s to late teens, time frame for me is when it started, or when I first started noticing this. And at first it'd be kind of infrequent, like it wouldn't happen very often. It'd just be every once in a while. I thought it was more or less, and another thing it could be would be like, potentially clothing, and that's kind of what I was thinking at the time. But then as I got older and it seemed to happen more and more frequently, I kind of, decided to go against the clothing part of it, because it didn't really seem to matter what I was wearing or like where it had been washed or what had been washed in. It, always seemed to happen. And the other weird thing is it doesn't happen every single time. So sometimes I'll work out and it won't happen. Oh, and another thing I noticed is, after I got over the initial, like, skin burning feeling, then things would tend to like feel better, like it would go away. So, once I actually started sweating. But here lately, you know, I've kind of had a little bit of issue with sweating, you know, because for whatever reason, my body has a hard time detoxifying. So another thing I noticed is like once I would actually start sweating pretty heavily, and you know, it seemed to go away. So I don't know if it was maybe like a detoxification thing too, or like, you know, like my pores were irritated. I really have no clue. It's just, and that's why I'm including this in my celiac / Lyme and, you know, alpha gal, etc., you know, symptoms. So, anyways, I hope you guys found this somewhat useful. You know, I really haven't found anything that has been helpful with it. You know, I'm still hoping once I get everything kind of leveled out and, you know, everything's chill, like maybe that won't bother me as much. I know it's probably gonna be something that's going to bother me for the rest of my life, probably, you know, at some point. Just hoping to keep it to a minimal level. But anyways, I hope you guys found this useful, and you know, like I said, make sure to subscribe so that way I can spread the awareness of celiac disease, alpha gal, and Lyme. Anyways, I hope you guys found this useful, and make sure to check out my other symptom and detail videos. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.